Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you just joining us, my name is Alfred, and this is Capital City Aquatics. So before we get into today's episode, as I'm sure you can tell, I've recently got rid of my full beard. I've had to do that for work, but contemplating whether or not I should be growing it back. So I'll pose it to my subscribers and my viewers. If you prefer the beard, let me know in the comments below. If you prefer the more clean shaven look, again, let me know in the comments and we'll see where we go from there. So in today's episode, we're going to be looking at when things go wrong with your aquarium. My last video, I gave everyone a quick look at some purple dragon guppies that I had just recently purchased and put into my tank after acclimating them. However, things did not go well with those guppies. Unfortunately, some of them, even though my best efforts were put forward to try and save them, I wasn't able to do that. So what happened was, unfortunately, they passed. And that is common in the aquarium hobby. Even though the tank was cycled and my ammonia and nitrate levels were well within range, these things unfortunately still do happen, and I'll be talking you through today as to what you can do to try and mitigate your fish from dying should you start to notice illnesses. One of the most important things to do in this case is stay on top of your water testing with the API freshwater test kit. I can't stress that enough. I mean, if you're testing your water regularly and you're starting to notice changes, then you can take action right away. Now, if you happen to have fish and you purchase it from whether it's your local fish store, your big box store, or a local breeder, they can, unfortunately, from time to time, be sick when you purchase them. You try, obviously, as best as you can to purchase what looks like healthy fish, but sometimes these things still happen. So what do you do? Now, myself, I'm in Canada, so fish meds, there are some that are available, but not as many as we would like. So one thing you can do, of course, is aquarium salt treatments. A lot of illnesses, or some illnesses I should say, can be cured with just a simple treatment of aquarium salt. Obviously read the packaging and it'll take you through the amount of dosing that you need to do based on your aquarium size. This does release over time into the aquarium, and there are a number of illnesses that just treating with aquarium salt can rectify. Another thing to keep on top of is your water changes. If you're noticing that your fish are starting to develop illnesses, so yes, staying on top of your water changes, 10 to 20% water changes, or even if you're starting to notice the situation within your tank getting a little more serious, up to 50% or can be perfectly safe. Again, just when doing these water changes, making sure to keep an eye on the overall health of the fish and their reaction to the changes. And if you're treating with some type of dechlorinator, then you should be good to go from there. Now, as far as fish medications go, obviously you're going to want to use the appropriate medication for the disease that you suspect your fish to have. All over-the-counter meds come with very clear directions on the back. Some I've found over the years to be more beneficial at curing various illnesses than others. So keep that in mind. There are a number of very good descriptions and channels where you can do some research and find out what ones to avoid. Just overall, making sure to follow the directions on the back. Some of the treatments will require you to remove your carbon filter because the carbon will in fact filter out the fish medication. So hence adding it to the tank with the carbon filter in, you're actually not treating the fish as well. If you happen to have a hospital tank or a separate tank that you can remove the sick fish and put it into, I do recommend doing that, assuming of course that the tank is properly cycled. This way, if it is an infection that can spread to other fish, if you isolate the sick fish, then you limit the risk of an outbreak amongst all of your fish. And again, keeping an eye on the overall health of your fish, making sure to follow the appropriate instructions for the medications, and with any luck, the fish should bounce back. If you do have it isolated in a hospital tank, the one thing I would recommend is that even after the fish is no longer showing symptoms of the illness, that you keep it in quarantine for at least another week just to monitor, because sometimes after treatment the symptoms can show up again, and then you're stuck basically treating the fish for an illness that you thought was taken care of, but wasn't actually the case. So the one thing obviously that you're going to want to do is your research. There are a number of sources online that provide some very useful knowledge that you can use to help take care of any diseases that you might have in your aquarium. But monitoring your fish, keeping an eye on them, is perhaps the most beneficial thing that you can do, so that you can spot early signs of any illnesses or diseases in the fish and treat the fish accordingly. I certainly hope that it doesn't happen to you, but if you've been in the hobby long enough, you're bound to come across at least some form of fish illness, and with proper medication, using it appropriately, you're obviously then providing your fish the best chance for survival. Again, before I go, I'll just ask that you hit the like button if you like this type of video. Hit the notification button so that when I come out with new videos, you're notified right away. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. And again, in the comments below, if you prefer the beard or without the beard, just put in the comments. And like I said, if the majority of the people are more pro beard, then the beard will make a reappearance at some point. Thank you for your time, everyone, and have a great day.